Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 24 April 2017. Kind of a knife video evening here on the Apostle P channel. I'm not sure when all these are going to air, but I'm going to do like 3 or 4 of them tonight. The one I have for you now is rather interesting. You guys might remember, I don't know, 6, 8, 9 months ago, I came across this dude on Instagram, Steve Sketchen, Instagram handle SPKetch, that's SPKETCH, or hashtag Sketchen Scales. In fact, let's just show you his business card. Pause that, write it down if you like. So I knew that Steve sort of specialized in making custom scales for Spyderco's really more than any other brand, and he likes to use wood, SeaTac, some micartas, I think. And I contacted him about making a set of custom scales for my Gayle Bradley 2, pictured here, and he hooked me up with this fine set of redwood burl scales, and I had him do these left-hand tip-up only, leaving the standard liner reveal. I'm one of those people who sort of subscribes to Mr. Bradley's thinking on these liners being proud from the scales. I think it helps the grip of the knife, not hurts it. So I had Steve do these. Aren't they gorgeous? And at the time, when I made the video about this set of scales, I showed my Gayle Bradley folder, the first generation knife, with its standard carbon fiber over G10 laminate. And I said, it'd be nice to have one with the custom scales and one that I'm going to leave stock. Well, a funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I went to the Bark River Grind-In last fall, as you guys know if you watch the channel. And you know that at that grind-in I made this beauty, the Bark River 1909 Bowie, with a custom designed by me coffin handle. And the handle is fashioned out of a gorgeous piece of desert ironwood burl. Now, here's how this works at the Bark River Grind-In, my friends. You pay like $280 or $300, whatever it is, for the base grind-in. That gets you, a couple of meals, lunch on Saturday, and a basic knife. Now, if you want to start adding stuff to your knife, like premium burl wood, you pay more. Well, did I pay more? Did I pay more? I think a friend of the Stewarts, Brian Hill, hooked me up with this piece of desert ironwood burl. When I looked at my ticket, when it came time to pay for my grind-in, this chunk of wood cost me $100. $100. Now, it was a big square block, and I guess about 6 or 7 inches long. But it made me this knife, and then I had a pretty good sized chunk left over. And I came home with that chunk. I did not give it back to Bark River. I paid $100 for that piece of wood. I came home and I just kept staring at that piece of wood, and I kept staring at this handle. And after a few weeks, you know what I did, don't you? Yeah. Well, I got on the email, and I sent an email to Sketchenscales@gmail.com, and I said, Steve, I got this chunk of wood I paid a lot of money for, and I think there might be, still left in the remnant, a pair of Gayle Bradley folder Generation 1 scales. Could you see if you could bring them out, please? He said, absolutely. So I sent him my piece of wood. I sent him my piece of wood, boys and girls, and here's what he came up with. Oh my Lord. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? So same setup, tip up, left hand only, and we did remove the lanyard hole. I'll never carry this knife with the lanyard. Get the tube out of there. The tube's kind of redundant. We've got 3 standoffs, a stop pin, and a pivot. Very positively locating everything in this knife. And we just wanted to expose as much desert ironwood burl as possible. Now, because of the relief for the lock bar that has to be cut into the scales, don't know if you can see that. If we come in real tight, you can see the step in the red G10 liner right there. We really don't want to try to use that wood by itself. It just gets really thin. So Steve does about half the thickness in this case, red G10, then the other half of the thickness in the wood I supplied. I think you can see that pretty clearly. And guys, what a luxurious feel it gives this knife. And my goodness, isn't it stunning? The Gayle Bradley, probably one of the models Steve has made more scales for than any other. It just seems to, I don't know if guys just don't like that carbon fiber or what the deal is. It's such a grand knife. It really does deserve something like this. And Steve is one of these makers of accessories who is very expert at his craft. His scales will not come cheap, but this started out as a block of wood. And you can see the transformation. Factory scales don't fit any better than Steve's scales. And you can't say that about a lot of aftermarket scales in the knife world. And whether it's, a customer supplied piece of desert ironwood burl or this piece of redwood burl that Steve had in stock, the results are stunning. How about that pair? Huh? Are you kidding me? I will put Steve's contact information down in the description so you don't have to hunt through the video to find that business card. I know his backlog is pretty stiff right now, but I don't think the work gets any better than the work Steve does. So if you're interested in having something like this done, I encourage you to get a hold of him. I'm pretty happy with my 2. I'll tell you what. Man, what a couple gorgeous knives those are. That's all for this one, my friends. Just thought you'd like to see that. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the word in my pair of Bradleys are sharp.